Growth therapy.
All right. We Gucci.
We Gucci Mane.
Gucci Mane. Do you like Gucci Mane?
He's cool. I like Gucci Mane's Christmas album.
Okay. Oh, you did say that one time. It's very random.
I do like his Christmas album.
Yeah.
It's about that time. Start playing that Gucci.
Dang. Play that Gucci.
Yep.
All right. Should we get started?
Let's do it.
Are you ready to be on the pod?
I am. I'm nervous. It's my first time being on your podcast.
Oh my God. The first time we're revealing you. I've never talked about you before.
Boyfriend reveal. This is my boyfriend, TBH.
TBH. Well, hi, guys. It's me. Oh, do you want to do my intro?
Hi, guys. It's me, Stefanie Maegan, your host of Bro Girl Therapy. And guess the fuck what? I'm joined here tonight by the best boyfriend of all time, the finest nigga in the world, the one and only, the Mac without the Roni, Killer motherfucking B, Bryan Grace.
Ooh, Killer B. You're introducing Killer B?
I don't know.
Because that was your Killer B persona.
A little bit, yeah.
You like tapped into him.
Kind of.
But you're just Bryan.
I'm just Bryan.
Bryan Bale.
B Grace.
B Grace
Yeah.
222.
Yeah.
And we're here today because no one wanted to record with me. I'm just kidding. I feel like you haven't been like on the pod in a while. Like you've only been on like Patreon episodes.
I was like, we just recorded like a month ago.
But you've only been on Patreon.
This is my second time recording since we've lived here.
Yeah, and that episode was on Patreon.
And I think I recorded with you twice the entire time we lived in Oakland.
No, it was a few times. But there were like, when was the last time a live episode's been on? It's been a while. Yeah. If you think about it.
Where's Jessica Clark? I haven't seen Jessica in a while.
You haven't seen Jess?
Yeah, where's she? What's up with Jess?
I hung out with Jess over the weekend.
Oh, yeah, I was sick.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, guys, we're both sick. We're both congested. I'm so sorry.
You're sick?
Oh, wait, I'm not sick. I'm just congested. But you're sick, so you're congested.
Well, I'm getting over it. I feel much better. I feel like myself today.
You seem so much better.
I feel like myself today, but the first day since like, what's today, Thursday?
Yeah.
And I've been feeling like crap since Saturday, so.
Yeah.
First day I'm feeling good. I don't sound great, but I feel better.
It's because we've done a lot of traveling.
Yeah, been all over the place.
Yeah, so for Thanksgiving, you went to Michigan with me to meet my dad. So if you guys don't know, like my dad lives in Michigan with like my stepmom and my younger brother who's like 15. Also my sister, and then my older brother also lives in Michigan. So I have family in Michigan, in Detroit. And so I went over there, and my mom lives in Texas, and my other brother lives in Texas, Rhett, who's like been on the pod. And so like my whole like immediate family was in Michigan for Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
And so this was like Bryan's first time being with all of us like together, and also meeting my dad.
Yeah. Well, the only thing I missed out was that we all were never together at any point, which I was kind of looking forward to.
Yeah, because that's just my family. It's just rare. That was the most together we've ever been.
Yeah, but I guess I thought it would be like, I wanted to see the dynamic of your mom and your dad in the same room at the same time with all the kids.
Yeah, last year when I went and you didn't come, that happened.
Yeah. This
time you're right, it didn't happen. I think there's a little bit more tension this time because I think my mom and dad were like kind of like been arguing.
Yeah. You kind of fill me in on some of the stuff.
So I think there was a little bit more tension this time because divorced parents. Any of you guys know, like if you like have parents that are just co-parenting and divorced and they're not together, like yeah, it can get tricky. It get
especially
weird.
when both parties are remarried and
they're also there too.
Yeah, exactly. And their new spouses are there, and you have your own routine or you have your own plans that you had in mind, and then maybe the other people had different plans in mind. So yeah, there was a lot of like tug of war of like what days we had with my dad or like my mom, like they had to like plan it out and
compromise,
map out the week.
Yeah. So what did you think, like meeting my family for the first time like that?
I thought it was great. I think, the reason why I wasn't nervous or wasn't worried about it at all was just like, hey, we've been together for so long. We had 3 years next week. But
it's weird that you like just met my dad in person.
So I think just, you know, conversations over the phone with your dad and even your stepmom and, you know, everything you've showed me videos of your brother and you've told me about your sister and all of that. So I wasn't really nervous because I guess I kind of knew what to expect. I kind of knew what the vibe was going to be like.
Right.
I knew what the personalities would be like. And then of course I'd met your mom and Rhett before. I guess if anything, I was just more nervous to meet your older brother. I guess I didn't know what to expect with that, but
because I never know what to expect.
Yeah. And I mean, but I think, you know, with him, it was cool. I think in a lot of ways, I see myself in him in a lot of ways.
Really?
Of just like, yeah, because that's how I am. Like how he is very much me, like to myself. Yeah, I might pull up. I might not.
He's like more to himself though. He's so like, I know what you're saying because you do like, you are introverted, but then when you're like around people, you do really well with people. Like it's something that's natural. Like my older brother, like no shade to my brother, but like he's just not like that. Like he's just like introverted and he's like nice to people. Don't get me wrong.
Like, he was like we were like talking.
He's not like a dick, but he's not like, he doesn't have like you know, like you have a charm when you meet people. Like people always just are like gravitate towards you. Like he doesn't really have a charm. Like he kind of is like intimidating.
I could see that. I could see him being intimidating.
Because he's just more to himself, and if he speaks, it's like rare.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He's just like in his own world.
Yeah.
Yeah. But then you go along with everybody.
No, yeah, it was great. Like I said, I had a blast. I had a great time. It was super dope meeting everybody.
But you met my dad. Like, what did you think about like my dynamic with my father?
With your dad?
Like seeing me and my dad together, like what was that dynamic like for you? Like to see?
I don't know. I feel like more than anything, you're more comfortable around your dad.
So much more comfortable.
Because when you're around your mom, you're definitely like, I'm not going to say reserved and hold back your personality, but you know, you watch what you say. I don't think I've ever really heard you curse in front of your mom like that.
No, because I'm not trying to get my ass beat.
Yeah, just certain things that's just, you know, where you're around your dad, you're just much more relaxed, you know. Just you know,
my normal self.
Yeah, your normal self. You know.
But how about like how my dad is with me?
I mean, it seemed like, I don't know. It seemed like just regular. I guess like what I always see of just like how he is on the phone and, you know, very nice, very sweet. Like, you know, he's a sweet guy, but he also will tell you, oh, you should do this, you need to do that. They watch out for that. Very, very like protective parent.
Yeah.
In a lot of ways, because it was just, you know, you even sent me like the meme on Instagram where it was like the Filipino parent like telling you, oh, get your coat, get this, get that, you know, and it was just, for me, it was the first time in a long time being in the snow and being in like super cold weather. So even that of him, you know, I didn't have a beanie or anything. Like he let me borrow a beanie, gave me gloves, and just even like him being like, oh, Pepe, you have your gloves, you know, with your, even with your brother who would go into, you know, fucking 30-degree weather with no sweatshirt and pajama too cool pants. For like, you know, even that where he's like, you know, hey, where's your jacket? Where's your gloves? And he's just like, I'm fine, Dad. You know, I definitely just see the protective parent and in that, just a sweet guy. You know what I mean? Like, I felt very spoiled and like just like not having to cook and just food always. That's just Filipinos prepared for you, and ready all the time. Like wake up in the morning and he got my cup of water and 3 different choices of tea laid out on the table for me, and it's a spread every day. Like not like how I be cooking breakfast. Like they have a spread. Like you got your box of donuts, you got your rice, you got your Spam, you got your bacon. You have the Filipino hot dogs. Yeah, you had everything. And then like, I feel like we would eat breakfast, then we'll go chill for a little bit. And then like, they'd be like, you want some lunch? You want this? You want that? Like, so like, I just literally that spoiled. Is Filipino. Like
just being with my mom, you don't really get like, even though she is like an immigrant, she's, Filipino, whatever. She's like me where we love to just like order out, or like love to go out to eat or something. Right. But she's not like the typical like Filipino mom that's going to like cook for you, whatever. But like being with my dad and my family, like that's why I was excited for you to like be there, because that's like the Filipino experience.
Yeah.
Like the love language is like through food.
Definitely.
You know, and so like, because like they were like doing like the typical Filipino thing where it's like eat na, eat,
Yeah.
and there's always just like food like available. But it's also like, because we're guests, it's like even like more, you know, like like more what's that word, just like
hospitable,
you know what I mean, because it's just like, welcome to my home, like let me like spoil the shit out of you, you know.
They definitely would have a huge spread, and then you know me, I'm trying to like be mindful, and I don't know, I guess it just come from like my experience and my trauma of like when you have a big spread and it's a lot of people in the house, like excuse me, get over the cold, like you're trying to like make sure everybody eats and this and that,
right?
And I remember, so I would like, you know, just like, try to like, make my plate or whatever, and your dad would be like, eat up, you know, like, eat up, we
get
made
what you want,
it's for you, like eat up, go ahead, like don't worry about it, we have more, like so I was kind of like, okay, dang, like, you know, and every, like I said, I just remember like, you know, there was one night when your brother and I we were watching wrestling, you know what I mean? And he came in with a bottle of wine and like cheese and crackers, and I was like, oh man, this is the fucking life right here. Like,
yeah.
It was so me personally, I had a great time because it was like, I told you, it's like the first time I felt like I really had a break from work, didn't have to think about, you know, clients or social media or post or anything like that.
But also like cleaning the house and like what's for dinner and like what am I eating for breakfast? Like, you know, like deciding what to eat, like as an adult, like for yourself, is like so exhausting.
It really
like
is.
To have to think about like, okay, what am I having for lunch? What am I having for dinner? But to have that like kind of be just made for you, and it's like they like cook, like they cook fucking bomb, like it's bomb, like this isn't just a mediocre shit, like the shit was always so fire,
it was great.
You know, and so like, you know, like it's gonna be some good food, and it's nice to like not have to think about like what's for dinner and like have it ready, be like prepared and like decided. So it is like that. It's like so relaxing to like, I love like going to my dad's because of that. I just love being with my dad because like I will say like my whole life, like he's always kind of like spoiled me in that way, like, or like taking care of me in that way. I don't want to say spoiled because you know, but like, but he's always was more like, I think, nurturing than my mom was.
You could definitely see that. I don't know. I think it's interesting. Like I just enjoyed being around your parents and your family. I could see both sides, like your mom and your dad. I could see, like, I feel like I relate to them in different ways.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like I relate to your dad and just like the wanting to be open and welcoming, the sweet, caring, like nurturing side. But then your mom, who is like very, you know, matter of fact and organized, planned out. And then also, like, I don't know, just realizing more and more, like, your mom like really loves sports too, like the same way I do.
She loves sports, yeah.
So I really like, you know, like that, where we got to go to the Pistons game and hang out, and it was just a blast. The entire week, I really enjoyed it.
Oh, I'm glad.
Yeah, I had a blast.
Like I feel like you are so lucky to like enter my family at this time.
True.
You know, because like I feel like, you know, what's like happened in the past is like in the past, and like now everyone's just like growing up and like doing our own thing, and like and also like we never see each other, so the distance really makes the heart grow fonder. So when we see each other, it's we're excited, you know.
It's family time.
It's family
time to bond and spend time together.
Exactly. So it's like, it's nice in that way versus like, I'm sure like if we were together all the time, like that would probably be different, but you know, so it's nice to like, I love spending time with my family. And
it was a blast
to do that and to have you be like there, and like you just like fit in so perfectly. I'm just like, fuck.
I'm glad I didn't. But then again, I
wasn't. Not that I was worried.
Yeah, neither was I. Like I said, I didn't. It wasn't something that crossed my mind of like, what am I going to do in this situation, or what if this happens, or if this comes up. I felt comfortable the entire time.
Right. Yeah. What would you do if like we just started fighting with like my siblings? Remember, I almost got into a fight with my brother.
I mean, I wouldn't have done anything. That's between you and your siblings. Like,
would you have had my back?
I mean, I wouldn't have got in the middle between you two. I would have had your back, like behind the scenes. But I wouldn't have interjected in
that's
in the middle of it. That's not my place.
Because there was like one part where I was ready to like say my shit, but it's okay.
Yeah. But then it also kind of makes sense because before that, we had watched all the home videos. So just kind of seeing y'all dynamic in the home videos, it all made sense. Like, seeing it as adults in person. So it wasn't.
And like my home videos, guys, were like, they were top tier. Like, they
are.
Like, we really captured our family dynamic, minus the abuse. Obviously, they would have put that on camera. But like, but as far as like how our interactions with each other, like our everyday, and just like our, you know, what we love to do, and also just like us engaging and like playing together and like getting creative, you know what I mean? And just like seeing the dynamic like at such a young age. You're right. Like, I guess it probably did help, like, you know, to see the dynamic and like in.
Yeah. And plus, like you, I think you had told me before where you're just like, oh, my older brother, he just always is mad at me for something. Always. So it was kind of like to kind of see it like, oh yeah, in person, you know what I mean? Like I said, when we were going to the Pistons game and you were working, so you know what I mean, you were still getting ready when we were waiting in the car. Right. And he had made a comment. He was like, what did he say? He was like, she had he was like, it's like she had all day to get ready. Now we have to wait. And your mom was like, well, she was working. Like, she was busy. Like, she wasn't just hanging out.
No, like what you guys didn't see was like right before he got into the car, because he came in, I don't know, for something, but he like screamed at me. He was like, hurry up. And it's crazy because like we're grown ass adults now. Like we're like in our 30s, but like, and also like I never see him, you know, and like when we see each other, we're like nice, like we're not fighting all the time, but like we obviously had like a sibling moment, and that moment like really triggered like my younger self, and I like screamed all back, and I was just like, fuck. And then like in my head as I'm getting ready, I'm like getting pissed. I'm like, I'm gonna fucking fuck shit up if you say something again. Like, I'm gonna say something back. Like, it was like the, you know, like the silly dynamic coming again. And then once he got in the car, he didn't say anything, but which I was kind of like bummed because I was ready to fight. But it was interesting to like feel that again, because I like haven't had that moment with him in like decades, you know? So it was frustrating, but it was also kind of like a part of me was like happy in a way, because I was like, okay, we're good. Like, yeah, for sure, because this is what we're used to. It's this dynamic, like me and my older brother just like fighting, like not. And then it
wasn't a big deal of like what y'all would have been arguing over. So
right. But like if we were younger, I know he would have kept going, and I would have kept going too. Like if you're giving me an attitude, like I was always going to like give an attitude right back.
Yeah, I could see that.
Like I'm not like that in like with the outside worlds, but when you're like so comfortable with like your siblings and your family, oh, I don't hold back.
Yeah, especially when it's been like that, like you say, for your whole life, seems like. Right. So.
And then me and Rhett always just get along, even though we fight sometimes, or like we roast each other, but we have always been like,
y'all don't fight. I think it's just like, I think y'all just can get irritated at little things you guys do.
yeah, for sure.
Like, I can see
I think it's more so he gets irritated with me, because I don't really get that much irritated.
I can see when he gets like irritated at certain things you do, but Rhett is such a nice guy that he's not gonna like be an asshole about it. Yeah, but he'll just be like, yeah, I remember you bring it up every time.
Yeah, no, he'll
like I don't like talking about it, but you bring it up all the time. Like, so I guess I just have to deal with it.
He'll call me out, but it's like he'll say it in like a funny way.
Yeah, for sure.
Because honestly, like I never get sick of him. He just gets sick of me.
But I mean that's how siblings work. So
for sure. Good. Okay. Oh well, I'm glad. I felt like we need to update that. I don't know. We haven't had like a relationship update in a while.
Yeah, I mean, it's just been busy. It's been life. It's been fucking crazy. We were talking about it last night. I feel like just 2023 has been just nonstop, no matter what. Since like, I don't know, for me, I feel like since like April.
I feel like since like 2020, it's been nonstop. Since we started dating, I felt like there was just always like this nonstop of like we're doing something or going somewhere.
And you warned me because you were like, I forgot what happened initially. I think early on, I don't know. I think it might have been one of your family members had passed away, and you had literally, you said you were like, this is my life. Like, just to let you know,
There's
like,
always something going on.
It's always something. It's always going to be something. So
it's
just
like
to warn
fast paced. My life is fast paced.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
very much so.
Do you think that like your life was a little bit more chill before me?
Oh yeah, 1,000%. 1,000%.
I brought the chaos a little bit into your life.
Yeah, but I don't. It's not something where I'm like, oh man, I wish my life was like that. You know, still like that. But you know, it's just.
Sometimes you have your moment. You're like, fuck.
I think I just know how to deal with it now. I'm just like, tell you like, yo, I just need a break, or I just need space, or I just need time for this to like, whatever. So and you're respectful of that. So
anyways, so like on the pod, I've been like opening up about how my sex drive has been like down.
Yeah.
Like how's it affecting you? Because like I've talked about like how it's affected me. Like like what is your point of view through like all of this? I mean we still have sex. Like we had sex the other day.
Yeah. But I think that's the thing. Like I think for me, I just know, and for me, I always know that you're about to get your period because that's when we have sex. Like that's when you're like horny. I
get the horniest right before my period. I'm hungry and horny.
Yeah, the day or two before you get it. So I already know like, oh, okay, she's about to get her period because she's like all over me right now. But I mean, I don't know. It's like you said, for me, it's tough just because I have such a high sex drive. You know, I'm down for it most of the time. So, but it's tough. And I think it's weird because sometimes I have to like catch myself because I might be going through something in my own right, you know what I mean? Of like, maybe I'm not like feeling how I look for a week or so, you know what I mean? And then I might be like, oh, maybe she don't want to like sleep with me because she's not attracted to me, or if there's something that I'm doing wrong, or
and that's like my biggest fear.
This and that, you know what I mean? And then sometimes I have to just tell myself like, nah, like I don't think that's it. Like, you know, I think for a second I really, sorry. I think for a second I thought like, you know, maybe you weren't satisfied with having sex with me or our sex life, and that's why you didn't want to have sex no more or something like that. So, but I don't know. I mean, it's just stuff that I kind of like, you know, just journal it out and think it out on myself, and just kind of like, you know, trust that if any of those things were the case and were the reason, that I would hope that you would like express that to me and we could talk about it and like try to figure something out. So I try to just tell myself that rather than create all these stories or create these narratives in my head that, you know, because you know how I am, and like run with those and then think that that is exactly how it is. And then on the other hand, I just know like, you know, I know you're going through a lot just with yourself, and, you know, how you view yourself and how just everything, whether it be physically, you know, just, you know, how you feel about your appearance, or dealing with just life and work stuff. And I know that is all a process that is just it's a very slow process.
Right.
'Cause I've been through it myself. So I try not to like make you feel pressured or put you in a position to where you have to like rush through that process, because I know that it is something that it takes a lot of time, and ultimately you have to kind of get to where you want to get to on your own. You know what I mean? Whether that's with your career, with your personal life, with how you view yourself, how you love yourself, your own, you know, body and image issues. Because part of me thinks like that may be a part of it as well too. You know what I mean?
Oh, for sure. It's 1,000%. You
maybe don't feel like as sexy as you actually are, so you're not in the mood to have sex, you know what I mean? Yeah. So all of that, I just feel like I know it's a process to kind of get there, so I just try to give you that grace.
Thank you, Mr. Grace. Yeah, I know it's because it's hard, because it's like if I was single, it would have been just like something I'm just going through, but then it's like fuck, but it's like it affects you.
Yeah.
And like I think that's like the most painful thing to like think about. And it's like I don't know. And I'm trying to think of just like what is my sex drive? Like you know, like I had listened to the twins show and just obviously just being friends with them and like hearing their stories and like, you know, like even other friends as well too, where they just like have this like really crazy like sex drive and they could like turn it on and it's easy for them to like get there and they could just do this and do that, you know, and like it gets me jealous because it's like, it's just not like that for me. And I think even when I was single, like I think like, yes, I would like get horny, but it would always be based off of like loneliness, alcohol, and just like obviously trying to like convince someone to like me, you know?
Yeah.
But it was never like because I felt super sexy or, you know, or it was just like, you know, or I just got turned on for whatever. Like things just didn't turn me on as like quickly and as often as like some other people.
Yeah.
You know? And so I know, but it's like, but I've always liked sex and I liked intimacy, but it was just, you know, and I know it really comes from like shame, like the Catholic shame, you know, also like not feeling like I was like worthy of feeling sexy enough, you know, like, or whatever, you know, like the body dysmorphia. Like I know that all plays a part, but it's just like, how do I fix that?
I don't know. And I don't think there's like
it never just goes away.
Yeah, I don't think there's a defined answer to that. I think it's just I don't know. I mean, I guess I do know, and as some I've, you know, been advocating to you, I really do think you should talk regularly to a therapist. I think that would help.
And I know like working out and all that stuff, but like even when I was like my smallest, even when I was thinner, like it's still a mental thing.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think it's like you say, it's some deep rooted issues of stuff that you were raised with and trauma that you experienced throughout your life and all of those things that have kind of led to how you feel now. Yeah.
Like I always think about like, when was like my horniest? When I really felt like freshly just like horny all the time. And it was really like when I was like middle school, high school. I felt like at that time,
Same.
I mean, I think maybe just genetically, like all of us were like that.
Same,
so it's probably,
sure.
you know, but like, like I like compared to like people at my school or like in my like close friend group. You take a moment. You got it. And like in the people that I know, like my friend group, like I definitely had like a higher sex drive than like the rest of them. And I think even earlier than them.
Yeah. Like
it came earlier. And I remember like getting a lot of like shame for that and like bullied for that, you know?
So at a young age, you had to learn to suppress that.
Yeah. At a young age, I was just told like, oh, Steph, you're a slut. Yeah. You know?
To not honor that, to not suppress. Especially back then in the 90s too, it was not like nowadays.
Well, early 2000s.
Well, yeah, early 2000s. But I'm saying nowadays, it's like you can be promiscuous and then people won't really bat an eye at it. But back then, it was like a big deal if you was having sex. Like if you was a teenager and you was out having sex.
I was just like, I just loved like making out. Like I loved like the intimacy that I, you know, like I was always so curious. Like I wanted to know more, you know, and like I was already kind of on that time. I think a little bit ahead as like some of the people like in my life. And I remember, and I don't hold this against her because I know we were like super young, but one of like my friend, I won't say her name because I'm not trying to like call people out, but like I remember one time we were walking home from school and I had, you know, a digital camera and she was holding my digital camera, but she was like recording her like walk and I didn't realize that she was like recording me. And at this time I had a boyfriend. His name was Jeff, one white boy. And then I had,
his name is Jeff.
And then, but I was like, I had phone sex with my friend Brandon.
Oh, wow.
And I was like,
how old were you?
8th grade.
Okay.
And this was like people were like, whoa, like
damn, that's kind of early for phone sex, huh?
Girl. Yeah, I said girl. I was like, girl.
It's fine. Nathan calls me girl all the time. It's cool.
Nathan calls everyone girl. Yeah, no, I was like, yeah. And so like, I'm like making out with Jeff at like school and like football games. And then I would like have phone sex with Brandon. And then my friend like was, we were walking like back from school and she was recording on the digital camera. And I actually found it recently. But her and like my other friend were just like calling me a slut and just being like, you're such a slut. Like, Jeff, like, no, like, what are you doing? Like, you're so slutty. Just literally be like tearing me apart.
Yeah.
Telling me like how much of a whore I was. And I was just like, damn. So I just like thinking of like, sometimes it wasn't even just the religious shame. It was just like the shame of my peers.
Yeah.
Because of like, obviously, and I don't hold it against them, obviously, because we were young, but like, and the times were different. But it was just like, at such a young age when I was just openly like, yeah, I mean, I was cheating on my like dude, but whatever. But like, like I was still like openly being sexual. Like I was exploring that, and then to be just so like shut down. And I remember thinking like, oh my God, I need to like tame myself, and like not be so like out there like that. And so I've always had that in the back of my mind. And I think now being like in my 30s and trying to like reverse that mindset, because it's made me like not, it's almost like I've taught myself to not be horny that much, and it's like now it's like having to like reverse that is like what's tough.
Which is weird because I feel like for me that's been the hardest thing of us like not having sex that often, is I feel like I've caught myself doing that, like having to teach myself not to be horny all the time. And I feel like it affects me because when you are horny, then I'm just like, I don't really feel like it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I'm not really as into it as I would be because I've just kind of trained myself of like, don't get too turned on, don't be too horny, because then you're just going to be walking around here with a fucking hard on all the time. Right. Yeah, so. Like,
were you feeling that way ever since you were a kid?
No, I think just when we like, kind of slow down on having sex.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You felt like you've had to like slow down your like sex drive to match mine?
Oh yeah, definitely.
That makes me sad though.
I mean, I don't want to make you sad, but.
Because it's like, I don't want to like make you feel like.
Because I feel like if I don't do that, I would just be so sexually frustrated, and eventually that you will feel that. Because I'll just be irritated and frustrated all the time.
That's why I feel bad.
I mean, not to feel bad, like figure
it
out.
But where's the middle ground on that,
I don't know. I mean, like I said, it's understand.
Like, where's the healthy middle ground on that?
I don't know. That's a good question.
I'm the therapist here.
Yeah.
Dej.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I mean, you have so many friends and resources that are educated in this stuff. So, you know what I mean? I know that when you are in the right space and are ready to, you will, you know what I mean, kind of explore that and dive deeper into it, but like we were saying, this year especially has been unrelenting from just the earlier in the year. I feel like there was a lot of change. I was trying to switch jobs and switch things up, and then all the layoffs at my job happened, and I know that kind of affected me mental health wise. And then a couple months later, I feel like was the big thing that kind of not turned the year around in a bad way, but was a big thing for both of us, when we had to put Rocky down in July, and that was rough. I still like, that still is tough. So, from there, and then we went to Sacramento, the music festival, the live show. Then right after that, we came back, and it was
2 live shows.
All about, then it was all about moving, you know what I mean? And then we got the move. A week and a half, packed up the house, got everything together, and moved out here to LA. And then after that, it was kind of like, okay, we need to go to Michigan for the holidays. So get ready for that. Now, you know what I mean? It's like this is the first time where we've had time to just kind of like breathe and take it in. Like I'm saying, like after next week, I got 2 weeks off from work, and I'm like, can't wait to just like decompress from the entire year. There's been so much that we've been just nonstop going through.
This year has been a lot.
Yeah, and not in a bad way, because it's been a lot of great, amazing things that have happened in there. But it's just, you know, it's just life, and it's just, I don't know, it's been tiring. I'm used to being in the house, so it's been a lot for me.
Welcome to my world.
Yeah,
I feel like it's just been like that. Like, I'm really thinking about it. I feel like it's always just been like nonstop for me. Like, there's always like some sort of grind, some sort of change, some sort of, you know, I'm not a simple gal.
yeah, but I mean, but to an extent, that's life, right? It's always gonna be that. It's
always gonna be that.
Yeah, I don't think your life is more chaotic than the average person, but you know what I mean? It's just I think for me, coming off of, and this is something that I still struggle with, you know, my friends get on me about it all the time, about like, just for me, before I was in a relationship with you, before COVID, I was already on quarantine. Like, I was going through my depression, my couple-year depression, where I really wasn't going nowhere. I was in the house all the time, and I was already by myself all the time. And then we had 2 years of COVID. So then for me, that was like 4 years where it just became normal and then socially acceptable to just be in the house and don't go nowhere all the time. You know what I mean? So for me, that's been a struggle for me to kind of break out of that, because I love that. I'm a Cancer, man. I love being at home. I always tell people that, you know, I am perfectly content with just being in the house with you and Junie and hanging out. Like,
you are.
Most of the time. Like, yeah,
Junie is too.
Every now and then I'm going to want to go out and go do something, but most of the time I'm good with just being at home. So, yeah.
It's so funny because for me, it's like the opposite, where I'm like so used to like doing things that like being more in like quarantine or being more just like at home is like something that I've had to like get used to, especially in Oakland.
Yeah.
You know, because like we never left the house.
Yeah. And it's kind of weird because I
unless
feel like
we had to like go on a trip somewhere or whatever. But
and I think it's like I was actually thinking about that tonight of just when I was coming back from the barbershop, where it was like even subconsciously how just living in Oakland, I think before things had gotten really bad in our neighborhood, I think even before then I was kind of like that with Oakland, and like just never really feeling comfortable, never really feeling safe to like go out and be outside like that. Like, I don't know. I was thinking about it. Like I said, I was thinking about it because it was like crazy to me that I was like, damn, like went to the barbershop, really had a good barbershop experience. I felt, you know, I always tell you, like, ever since we moved out here, of like, I just need that barbershop experience. You know, they in there talking about sports and P. Diddy and all of this shit. I'm like, oh man, this is like, I'm at home. I'm at a black barbershop. They in here talking shit. They talking about this. They talking about that. And it felt good to like leave and not have the anxiety of like, oh, is it about to be hella niggas outside when I get home? Like, you know, dude, what is this car over here with the blacked out tinted windows? Like, what are they on? Like, are they trying to rob somebody? Like, just that not have that stress and anxiety. I was just kind of like, man, like, that's why I for real never wanted to go nowhere in Oakland. Like, and I feel like now, ever since we've been out here, I feel like, man, like, I be looking at stuff to do and stuff to try to get into. And I'm like, man, I would have never did that in Oakland. Like,
no, you were like, never, like, if like it was like pulling teeth, you guys, if I wanted to even just like go to the movies sometimes, or like just go out to dinner, you know, it was like pulling teeth because you just like you just had so much anxiety leaving the house. And I was just like, I'm such an extrovert. I was like, I need people, like I need to do stuff, like I need activity, like I can't, you know, like I love staying at home too, don't get me wrong, like there's something so relaxing and fun, and you know, I don't hate being at home, but like sometimes my battery is all charged up, you know what I mean? And like, I'm kind of in the mood. I'm like, I want to go do stuff. And like, it was like pulling teeth just to like, we would argue just to like even go. Remember when I was like, I just want to, can we go out to dinner? Like, please, like I'll pay.
Well, that night like, I was tired. Like I had to work late and all of that.
But
like,
that's happened several times for different reasons where it was just like, you just did not want it. Like, but here I love it because like you're just so relaxed. You know, you're like, yeah, sure. And then like I'm also comfortable enough because like I have my people here, so I could be like, oh, like if you don't want to go, I'm gonna go hang out with so and so. You know, like in the Bay, like I didn't really like have a community of like people to like do that with, and that was like one thing I was like really missing was like I love hanging out with you and you're my best friend, but like I need like my girlfriends.
No, yeah,
like, I need like my, you know what I mean? Like I need my bitches, you know what I mean? Like I need my people, and to not have that, it was just like, it was tough.
Yeah, I could imagine.
Because I'm like, you can't be my girlfriend and my boyfriend at the same time. Like, you know, I need like, there's just like a different type of energy when you're with your girls.
For sure. I get that.
Girls and gays and days.
I get that.
Yeah. And so, but I'm happier out here in LA. But I do like, a part of me is like, did I just give up on the Bay too soon? You know, like, there is that part of me is like, I really wish like I did make these like community of like friends or something or whatever, but you know, it is what it is.
I mean, I don't know. And I love the Bay. The Bay is home, but just I feel like right now where it's at, it ain't really shit out there for.
But you always hear like, you know, like people from the Bay are so fucking proud, like Bay Area.
Yeah,
like
no, for
people
sure.
are so proud, and there is that culture like that I see within people like from the Bay and that would live there, and it's like, you know, like I didn't get to experience that part of the Bay of just like maybe a little bit, like maybe it would mean, you know, like if I go to Kajabi, when I went to the Kajabi concert with like, you know, HK, and like afterwards it was just all Bay Area music, like after her concert, and like I feel like that was like maybe one of the only few moments that I had that I felt really connected to like the culture and like the Bay, because that was a really dope moment. But like I kind of wish I had like more of that, and I know that if I had like the friends and the right people, like I would have experienced that. But it's so hard like making friends as an adult, you know, like I'm not going to school, I'm not like going to work somewhere, like I'm not, you know, like even when I would go to the gym and have to take my like Pilates class and yoga classes, like they're all old people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like there wasn't anyone I was like making friends with.
Yeah.
So it was hard.
I get that. And I feel like it is, again, I don't know, maybe I'm just not like in the right spaces myself, but I feel like those moments are kind of fleeting now in the Bay. Like it's just not a lot. Like, I mean, we went to First Fridays. That was like a good, like a positive Oakland experience. But yeah, it's not as organic, I feel like, as it used to be, just because it is like, it can be kind of wild out there now. So
yeah.
Well,
we got love for the Bay still, though.
For sure, always. That's home. That's home base.
Yeah.
But I think just for me, my personal growth and quality of life and all of that, peace of mind, it was just way past due to kind of move on to the next chapter.
Yeah.
For me personally.
So you're happy to be here in LA now? Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah. So what it's like, because the year's wrapping up.
Yeah.
And I think this might be the second to last episode of the year. I don't know. Sometimes things I think I might, the last 2 weeks of December, you guys, I'm not going to have an episode just to have like a break. So this might be the last one or second to last. I don't know. But anyways, so like for the next year, like what are like some goals do you have like for yourself, for our relationship and just in life?
For myself, I want to, I think my first goal is just get back on track with like just my routine, like my daily routine, Bailey. You know what I mean? I feel like when we first started dating, I was so disciplined and had my routine and had my schedule of, you know, just everything, working out, spiritual practices, just all of these things that I really felt like
you were on top of,
got me in a good space.
And I feel like was I a distraction that like took you away from that?
I mean, I wouldn't say a distraction, but I think, you know, it's hard when you're like, you try to blend lives with another person and, you know, all of that. So I think I really want to get back on track with that. You know, I'm going to lose like 70 pounds. Work-wise, I definitely want to find another job, make more money, you know, something where I feel like, you know, trying to choose my words wisely just in case this episode finds coworkers, but I definitely I want to work somewhere where I feel like I'm compensated for my skill set and everything that I bring to the table. Where I'm compensated properly. Relationship wise, like I think it's time to start preparing for the next step. Like we've been living together for a couple years now, so start getting ready for marriage and start purchasing some jewelry.
Did you ever ask my dad for my hand in marriage? Probably not, because I don't think there was a time.
There wasn't a time.
There wasn't a time.
And you also kind of ruined it, I'm not going to lie. Like, that was my fault for...
I didn't tell my dad you were going to do it.
No, I know, but you told everybody else. So I was kind of like... I felt like it kind of lost that special. So now when it happens, nobody will know. Just me and your dad will know, so...
Yeah, okay, my bad.
Yeah.
I was just really excited or something.
I just didn't realize you were gonna like tell your uncle and your best friend and all of these other people, and I was just kind of like, oh shit, like.
You have to realize when you tell me something, it's just.
I'm learning that.
I have a mouth.
Yeah.
I do. I have a big mouth.
You gossip. What do you call it? Chisme. Chisme all the time.
I literally have such a big mouth. Like I need to I've kept secrets before, like if it's really dire need, obviously. But like, if it's not dire need, but best believe the whole world gonna know.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh, I know what you mean. So no, yeah, I didn't expect that you would, tell those people. So now I was kind of like, damn, I should just kept that to myself.
Yeah. So you're gonna propose soon? You said the next step is marriage. People are waiting for the I am engaged episode.
Yeah, probably gonna have to wait a little longer for it, but it's definitely, you know me, I'm a planner. So when stuff happens for me, it's already been planned out in my head.
I know, but
very
sometimes
far in
you
advance.
Plan things, maybe and then you get so anxious about it.
I'm not anxious about that though.
Okay.
That's all financial for me.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You get anxious about finance stuff.
If I had the money right now, I probably would have already proposed.
I know.
Yeah.
So, but it's okay. It's all.
Because for me, it's no anxiety. Like I know what the answer is gonna be.
What if I said no?
Then we keep it pushing. What am I gonna do? What can I do?
You could cry, maybe.
I'm sure I would, but
you'd be sad. You could be show that you're sad.
Of course, but
beg for me to say yes.
I don't know if I would.
You shouldn't, because you shouldn't beg anybody.
No, so say I don't think I would do that. Yeah, I don't think I would.
You shouldn't.
I would be mad of you knew my intention and what was leading up, and if you knew that earlier, then you should have expressed that. But
yeah, no, I'm definitely gonna say yes because I want a baby.
Yeah, I know you do. You got one right there.
I know, and I want another kitten, and I want another baby. Not another baby. I want a baby, and I want a kitten, and eventually I want a dog.
That's a lot of wants.
And a lot of needs. Right now, you guys, I'm really wanting Bryan to get me another cat, like a kitten.
And I'm just dreading the day I walk in his house and it's another cat here.
I know people are saying there's you need to just bring one home because it's because I do know I need to just shove one in your life, but I'm also I don't want that fight.
I could tell y'all
I don't want to deal with that fight. Don't
give her that advice because I am a stubborn motherfucker. Y'all fuck around and break us up doing some shit like that. I would be. No, really, that's why I was. It wouldn't be a fight. It would be it would be a big deal for me. It'd be resentment, and you probably resent the cat. Yeah. Too, and I'm I don't want you to resent the cat. I want you to welcome the cat with open arms. It would probably be on some you want to be with the cat. All right, then I'm gonna go be somewhere else. Then you would break up with me over a cat if you brought the cat home after I expressed that I don't want another cat. Yeah, it would be a big issue. But see, you expressed that you didn't really want me to get Junie, but then I did, and you love her. It was totally different, though. We weren't living together. We weren't we weren't as invested with each other. Y'all, I fucked up. It was, it was totally different time. We were only together for a year at that point. Yeah, we were still long distance. Not even a year. Yeah, not even. It was still really fresh. Yeah. It was only 6 months. That's what I'm saying. That was super early in our relationship. I only got her at 6 months, and she was born the day that we started talking, or her estimate birth. Yeah, so I could only suggest.
Right.
I couldn't be like.
You couldn't tell me what to do.
Yeah.
Fuck. I had a moment. I had a little time frame.
Yeah.
That I could have got a second cat.
You missed out.
But I was just because I had Rocky too. So I was like, if I, a dog and a cat was like enough for me.
Yeah.
But Rox is not here now. I feel like I have like this extra.
It's just a lot, bro. It's a lot of work. I do a lot of cleaning around the house that I don't think you just don't notice it.
Okay, we don't have to get to that because.
No, I know, but I'm saying like that's my reason. Like I don't need another living being to have to clean up after.
Okay.
It's just so much work.
I want to get one of those like smart litter.
I know it's not just the litter box though, but
she don't do anything else.
Julie's a fucking handful, bro.
She just likes her tuna. That's it. What you mean?
I don't mean this in a negative way, but I don't think that I've had like I could probably count on one hand the amount of days I've slept in.
Oh yeah,
since we've lived together.
She doesn't allow it.
Between the pets and just all different type of factors, like you get on me for being tired, but I really be like, yo, I really don't sleep like well. And then like you get this one at like around 4 or 5 in the morning. Paws underneath the door. I can hear the meow, meow. Yeah, I'm talking about you. And it'd be a lot, bro. So I mean, think about it. Sometimes I'd be like, yeah, what's the harm? Fuck it, get another cat. But then I'd be like, damn, what if it's that times 2? And then I have the thought, what if we get the new cat and the new cat is worse than Junie?
Okay, here's an idea that I want to propose.
No, we not fostering nothing. We not bringing nothing home.
No, the fostering is like a good temporary. Let's fill it out.
Because then you're gonna get emotionally attached to it, and then it's gonna be a hard thing when I'm like, no.
What if you get emotionally attached to it?
Highly unlikely. Take some time.
Guys, I just want a cat. All like literally like I don't want any I don't need an expensive purse. I don't even need anything fancy. I just want another kitten.
It's just so much work, bro.
I don't care.
I know, because you don't have to do it.
Okay, I'm not going there.
You always say that. There. That's your response is like, oh, it's not a big deal to me. And I'm like, yeah, because you're not the one doing it.
Whatever.
And that's how it goes, y'all. That's how these conversations go.
Plug yourself.
That's
anything else you want to talk about?
That's it. We're not doing no emails?
What time is? We're at like 50-something minutes.
Oh, that's it?
Oh.
Damn, I didn't realize we talked for that long.
We talk a long time.
Yeah, hopefully hopefully this wasn't a boring episode for y'all. And I'm sounding all crazy and been coughing the whole episode. They weirdly
like hearing us talk about our relationship.
Oh.
It's like they project.
I feel like that's anything you watch on TV though. I do the same thing when I watch Married at First Sight and all of those shows.
Or Love is Blind.
Yeah, I do the same thing.
Or Love Island. You guys, Milton from Love is Blind followed me on Instagram and said he's down to come on the show. And I'm just waiting for him to pick a time.
Yeah, that'd be dope. I'm looking forward to you doing the Love Island piece.
Oh yes, if you guys love so my mind is just faster than my mouth. So if you guys love Love Island like I do, especially the USA one. I mean, the UK one's good, but the USA one, the most recent one, season 5, was so fucking lit.
Yeah, you even got me into it.
Yeah, and you were like, damn. Because at first I tried to show you Love Island UK before, and you just didn't get into it. But this one was like... Yeah. And we were watching as they're on the island, so it's like you're more invested. Like I was even voting and shit.
I think that's what helped me get into it more was that it was like, oh, this real time happening in real time.
It's a different experience when it's real time because you're like it just feels more updated.
Yeah, for sure.
And then a couple from that show follows me on Instagram and they're down to come on.
Crazy.
Soul Ties is crazy.
Soul Ties is crazy.
You know what I mean? So
I'm trying to. Show, you get it.
I emailed them too. They said they're they're down. It's just,
but they're out of state, right?
Yeah, so that might be
that
virtual, but we'll still make it fun. It's just, we'll see if they like respond. Who knows? You know, sometimes people like, it's right now it's the holidays, so I'm like not really. Yeah.
You should reach out to Johnny from Love Island and invite her over for a show.
What?
Johnny from Love Island. Have her come over and do a show.
She's so fine. That's why.
Yeah.
Is that why?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we were not, because people may, I don't know. But anyways, do you should I bring on, because I love these reality shows, like Love is Blind, Love Island, like these dating reality shows. Like, should I tap into that more? Like, should I make that into a goal?
I mean, I like it, but I think it's also if your viewers like it, if they watch those shows and if they like it, I think they'll be interested in it. But
it's a hit or miss. Yeah, because you don't know.
If it's somebody that they don't know or can't really resonate with, then it's just kind of
did you like the Dom episode?
The Dom episode was great.
Okay.
Yeah, I thought that was perfect.
Okay, cool. How about Savannah's?
Yeah, I like that one too. I thought it was good.
Okay, because they were on a Netflix show.
Yeah,
so.
I thought they were great.
I'm am I good at interviewing people? I don't know. I never really I feel like I don't hear enough feedback to know if
No, yeah, for
maybe
sure.
no feedback is good, but sometimes I'm I kind of want to hear maybe some advice on critiques or even just some validation of you did a good job on that,
No, but I think that's the thing that I think you're great at this. This is what you do, right? It's Good Morning Valencia. You've been doing it your whole life.
Yeah, not Good Morning Valencia.
You've been doing it your whole life.
Literally.
So you know, I think you just being you, I think even the flaws are that's all the good shit too. You know what I mean? There's certain things I have sports analysts that I watch and there's things that they may mess up on or not be good at, but that's up to me as a part of the charm. I like it. I like that you're unpolished.
Not that I'm trying to be polished in any way. I definitely don't want to be polished, but even just hearing feedback of for instance, maybe I should have dived into more of the drama. Do you guys want to hear more of the drama? I feel my approach when when Savannah and Dom came, it was more so of who are these people besides the fact of how they're portrayed online.
Yeah. I think that's smart
because I want people to see them as friends, or regular people. That's all. It's my approach. But when I listen to other podcasts and maybe they've been on or whatever, and how for instance Nick Vile, I actually love when he has the Love is Blind people on because he actually asks all the tea and doesn't hold back. I like it, I like when he does that. But then for me, I always feel I do love a chisme, but I'm also okay, but you could tune into those episodes with other podcasters where they did spill the tea. But with this one, I'm I want you to be as if you are my friend, you know?
I think,
but I don't know. I don't know if that's working or not.
No, I think that's good because I think it's also when you talk to those people, I think they can kind of anticipate okay, you're going to want to talk about the show. You're going to talk about this gossip. You're going to want to talk about this drama.
Yeah, and of course we talk about the show a little bit just because to give a background.
Yeah, and I think that they can almost become kind of formulaic in that of just okay, well, let me give you the answer. Let me give this PC answer or let me just give this response that I may have given to other people in the past but I think when you do get personal and you do kind of open up that other door, it allows them to relax and become more themselves. I mean, I've noticed that even in my own job of when we did the content shoot with Snoop Dogg a couple of weeks ago, it was the first 10 minutes or so were just very rigid, very industry, very, you know what I mean, just kind of straightforward. It wasn't until we started talking about him being a parent and being a dad and stuff that you normally don't hear from Snoop Dogg that he kind of opened up a little more. And you kind of got to see a different side of him where it wasn't just gangster rapper, worldwide superstar. It was more of I approach parenting like this and I like this. And he was oh yeah, that was a really good question. You start to open up a little more and you start to relax and then you get more from them, after that. So I think the way you do it is great. And I think, and it's hard just because you said, it's hard to go from talking to these people that you love and you're friends with and you kick it with all the time, whether it's twins, Rose, Jess, whoever, You know what I mean? To people that you don't know at all. You just know from a TV screen,
right?
And know from other interviews that you've seen.
And how do I make them feel comfortable enough to feel like they are my like best friend on the show?
Exactly. You're trying to create that same connection and vibe. Like that's a difficult thing to do. And I think you do a good job of that. And I don't think you should stray away from that, or I think you just always tell you it's crazy how it just like it's uncanny and it never fails. Just trust your gut. Like whenever
I mean, that's what's got me here. Is I've
whenever
always
you trust
been
your
like,
gut, it's
what
always
is my gut
gold.
saying? Yeah,
always money. Whenever you trust your gut, it's always money. It's whenever you tell me something and you're like, no, this my gut feeling tells me to do this, then like don't use that as an excuse to get a cat. But just like whenever you do that, you do that, I'm always like, okay, cool. I'm not worried because I know that whenever she follows her intuition, it's always we good money. Then it's always good.
Yeah. I think I'm just trying to figure out like my interview style when it comes to like when I'm with those type of people.
Yeah, but I mean, I think you do a great job because you don't want it to just be a straight up interview. You hear kicking it, you're having a conversation. So
yeah, I'm learning, you guys. Even though I've done this for like 7 years, it's like I'm still always trying to figure out ways to like be better and to be like stronger and to be like
integrate new things into
try new things. Exactly. But also it's like still be the same person. It's like it's always, especially and that's been more of like on the forefront of my mind too, especially coming into like ending a year and going to a new one. It's like, okay, like what is this next like season or phase gonna look like? Like what's, especially now that I'm out LA, it's definitely like a new era. And so, you're always just thinking like, what is it going to look like, and like what new things do I want to integrate into the show without obviously taking away the core,
I think you should interview more like sex workers and people like in the profession industry. Not just for like the clickbaity and the ebony 15 like, inches, but I think it's very interesting and intriguing that.
Yeah. And I don't mind always interviewing. Like, trust me, like if you guys look at my DM, I got a lot of porn stars with millions of followings being like, I would love to come on your show, and like, and I always think about like, I think my show is more than just sex though.
No, for sure. But that's what I'm saying. I think that you can take their experiences and their story and then blend them with that, with your style of being not just about sex and being an even more extension of that. Yeah. Because you have that rapport with Ebony now.
Oh yeah, Ebony's my girl.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's not just like, granted, the conversations can be very sexual, but that last episode,
she's my friend.
Yeah, that last episode you did with Ebony, I feel like got to know her like more about her family background and her upbringing and get a more sense of Ebony the person versus Ebony the porn star.
Right. That's always my goal with anybody that comes on. Like, no matter what, their career is or the persona, it's just like, who is this person? Like, I think, obviously the first episodes are always like the most lighthearted, but as time goes on, it's like, who are these people, Yeah.
And I think that's,
I feel like I've been like, since I moved back, I feel like I've been feeling my new LA content. What do you guys think?
I love it. It's been great.
Like, so far it's been, Isaac and Tyler, the two guys, which you were pissed that came over.
No, I'm just.
Then we got into a fight, you guys, when they came over.
We didn't get into no fight. It was just.
I mean, it wasn't a fight. It was just like you were just like annoyed.
Yeah, I was just like, damn, we just moved in, and it's like, again, like no offense to them, but I'm just like, damn, you just gonna bring two niggas that I don't know, ain't never met into the crib. Like, we just got here.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I know Isaac.
You don't know Isaac though.
I've hung out with Isaac a few times, and I've been to his house. It's
but I'm saying, but Isaac. You know Isaac and
Jess.
With Jess.
Yeah.
Never like him like on his own.
But like, when you meet people and you just like, you get a sense of like,
no, I'm not saying,
I knew Isaac's a good dude. Like, it's not going to be,
and also it was before you proposed it, you said it was just like Isaac and his friends are coming over.
I know. I did, but I had to tell him like, look, you only got to bring one friend.
Like, oh no.
Because he's like, let me bring 3 or 4 people, which I'm like, I don't got enough mics for that. 2, no, that's just 3 or 4 dudes plus you, so 5 dudes in my house. My boyfriend's not gonna like that. I'm not gonna even like that.
It was
like,
just a lot. Like I was just kind of like, damn, we just moved in. Like wasn't even fully settled in. Wasn't even fully unpacked. And it was like just a lot.
Yeah. But then after that, did shrooms with Nathan.
Yeah, which was it was crazy that episode was unhinged, but the people loved it.
They fucking loved it. Literally, people were like, "Can you do more of this?" I'm like, "Y'all just want me to get high and make a fool out of myself?" Like, But I loved it because it also like Nathan to me is always, shrooms aside, like Nathan to me is always just like the funniest person and the sweetest and kindest fucking person ever. And for them to like experience that, like how I view him, I'm like, yes, because I'm like, he's just so fucking funny.
He is.
Like even if he's not on shrooms, like he kind of acts like that already. Like that was just him times 10,
Did you ever finish the music video that y'all shot?
Oh yeah, except he like wanted me to put a slow-mo that I didn't have of him.
Oh, okay. That's funny. Y'all, they sat up here and shot a whole damn music video in one night.
Yeah. Nathan is just like
for real. She pulled out the lighting and the different
it
camera angles and all kind of.
We went in
roaming around the apartment complex, shooting different locations.
And it was funny because it's like when I'm with him, that's like high school stuff coming out. Yeah. So it's like, I know that you've never viewed high school Steph in that way because we bring that out of each other, where we're just like, it's just,
you're just silly having fun.
Just
it wasn't
so
nothing,
silly. Like,
it
it's
wasn't
just
nothing.
so silly, like to the point where it's like, we have like old videos that we would call, it would be like immature times because we're just so immature and so silly. Like it's just never like, I mean, we have serious conversations, obviously.
Of course.
Call for, but like for the most part, it's just like, it's just stupid.
Yeah. Have I ever told you the pod that I used to think that was your boyfriend?
Yeah, I've told them.
Okay.
But it's like he is.
Yeah, I looked your Facebook. Yeah, I looked your Facebook. I was like, damn. I was like, man, she was really, really in love with this dude.
And I loved him.
She always be like, I love Nathan.
And we're always just like, like all close.
Always cuddled up together. Yeah.
Yeah. And so, but it's just like, he is just the gayest man of them all.
Nathan Lusk.
But anyways, any updates? I'm trying to think before we go. I think that's pretty much it. I mean, I'm enjoying this LA content so far.
I think it's great. I think the episode with you, Rose, and the twins was amazing.
Yes, me, Rose, and the twins, and then me and Rose. Like, it just feels. I feel like I'm at home again in my own I
feel like we do for another Korean barbecue night with Rose here
pretty
soon.
Yeah, we should hit her up. Yeah. She's going out on Saturday with us too.
Oh, dope!
So maybe on Saturday we'll do
Looking forward to that.
Yeah,
that was the main reason why I went and got my haircut tonight.
Oh, really? Because we're going out on for Nadej's birthday.
Yeah,
and we're going to that bar.
I don't know where we're going. You just asked me if I wanted to go, and I was like,
"It's a very kinky bar."
Oh, nice.
So it'll be fun. Yeah. Okay. Well, any last words about life, our relationship, 2023? We're about to enter 2024, y'all.
No, I mean, I'm excited, man. I'm optimistic. I'm once I think just for me, a lot of it is just financial stress. I think
me and you need to because I'm the same way too. We're always like, we need to make more. We're not doing, and I think that like a lot of people obviously are like that, but like we're also like very lucky that like our bills are paid. We buy what we want. We eat, like we get to like order food. You know what I mean? We get to like.
No, I'm grateful. I'm grateful for sure. But I think
we always want more.
Yeah.
But we need to have gratitude that.
Oh, I do. 1,000%.
Okay.
I do.
Because I try to remind myself of that too. Because like I'm like, I'm not making the millions that I should, and I'm like, I'm not a millionaire. I can't buy this bag. I can't do this. I can't do that.
I don't even want millions. I just want to be able to
I'm shooting for millions.
Well, yeah, Spotify. for sure to shoot for it. But I'm just like,
But I will also be happy
just
with
a little more, because like I said, there are things in the future that I do want for us and our relationship,
It'll happen.
Yeah, I want to. And it's that time,
Yeah.
It's about time to get the knee dirty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The knee dirty.
Get down on one knee. Because the knee's going to be dirty, yeah.
Do you know which hand you're supposed to put it on?
No, I'll
I
figure
don't
all
remember.
that out.
Is it the left hand maybe?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't even know these things.
I don't know. I just have in my head loosely of how it's going to go. And then.
How is it going to go?
Why would I tell you that? You always ask me that.
I know.
And you're like.
I always know the answer.
You're always like, do you know how you're going to propose? And I'm like, I got an idea. And you're like, oh, what's it going to be like? And I'm like, why would I tell you?
I want to know already.
I want you to be surprised. I think you will.
I want to be surprised. I don't want to know. I just like to
Yeah.
ask because I know you're. It's just funny.
No,
It's
yeah.
fun to be silly.
Yeah, it'll be great. It'll be all of your
And it better be surprised
all of your
because-
requests will be met. Don't worry.
I just like. I want to make sure that I'm surprised.
Yeah.
Because if I know something's going on, I mean, I feel like I'm pretty nosy, so it's gonna be pretty hard to convince me. Otherwise, you know what I mean? Like
You
you have
say
to-
that, but it's also not that hard to like
What do
get
you
stuff
mean?
around on you.
What do you mean? Oh, am I that like?
I could easily plan something without you knowing.
I don't know. Like I knew you're gonna bring me to Beyonce tomorrow.
But I mean, I wasn't trying to surprise you.
Kind of did.
Not really.
Oh, my instincts were like, we're going to Beyonce.
Well, I had to change it up because you kind of just made, flat made a request. The night was going to go different, but
Oh, really?
yeah.
Oh, let's go with the original
No,
night.
it's fine. I've already moved it. It'll be the anniversary plans now. Don't worry.
Oh yeah, our anniversary. Damn, we need to get a Christmas gift and an anniversary gift.
I know it. You say I'm worried about money. That's what I'm
No,
like,
I just
yeah.
don't know what to get you.
I don't know what to
You
get
need to
you
send me
either.
your list.
I don't want anything. That's the thing. There's nothing that the main thing I wanted this year, like you wanted a cat, I just wanted to move.
Okay. Then
Like I can figure something out. Like, I don't know, maybe some workout shoes, some workout clothes.
just like make a little list.
Yeah.
Just make a bunch of things. Because once you start scrolling and looking at stuff, like, oh yeah, I would like that. Just add it. Just add it to the list, and I'll get you what I can.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like all the big stuff, I'll kind of just get it on my own.
Okay, but just add the big stuff too, just in case.
Okay.
'Cause that's what I did. I added the big stuff. I added like a bag that I really wanted, and I also added just like smaller things.
Okay.
So did you see my list yet?
Yeah, I looked at it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anyways,
There wasn't nothing crazy on there.
yeah, it wasn't crazy. I felt like it was less tamed than last year's. Last year's, I
Last
definitely was
year
like, I
wasn't
want a
crazy.
new desk. I want an iPad. I want a camera.
I say last year wasn't crazy though, neither though.
Okay. Anyways, plug yourselves. Did I even care about this part?
Nah, it's all right. You already know what it is, man. Still one and only. I ain't gonna do the whole intro again, but it's me, Bryan B. Grace.
222.
Yeah, follow me on Instagram at bgrace222 if you like. Yeah, I appreciate all the people who follow me. Thank y'all for being respectful.
What do you mean?
Cause remember, we don't have to talk about it, but
What?
never mind.
Okay. Follow me, Stefanie Maegan, or go to brokeouttherapy.com. All that shit is there. And you guys, happy holidays, happy new year, and let's make sure that we write a list. Oh, I saw this tweet and I loved it. Let's make sure we write a list of all the things that we accomplished this year. Because we're always thinking about the things we didn't do, but let's write down all the things that we did do.
That's right. Merry Chrysler, everybody.
Merry Chrysler. Deuces. I haven't said deuces since 2012. Bye.
Growth therapy.